La Conquistadora. La Conquistadora is the oldest statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary in the United States. She is presently enshrined in the Cathedral of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and she has held many titles over the years. Originally, Our Lady came from Spain with a group of colonists in Santa Fe in 1625 in the care of the Franciscan missionary Fray Alonso de Benitez. Through a ceremony, he installed the statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary in the Church of the Assumption, which was the first shrine in the United States that honored the Blessed Mother. Since a confraternity of the Immaculate Conception already existed in Santa Fe, it was not long before the image organically assumed a second title, Our Lady of the Conception. The dogma of the Immaculate Conception had been promulgated for the Spanish kingdom in 1617, and there was a great enthusiasm for this invocation. Many of the Spanish Franciscans, including those in New Mexico, began wearing blue rather than gray or brown habits to honor Our Lady. It was in these days that the statue adopted a third title as well, Our Lady of the Rosary. The constant attacks from the unconverted Pueblo tribes caused the Spanish colonists to turn to their most valuable weapon, the Rosary. The victory of the Battle of Lepanto was a Spanish fleet in 1571 and was still vivid. Even though the Spanish were sorely outnumbered, they won the battle because they recited the Holy Rosary during the battle over the Saracens who threatened to overrun Christian Europe. Our Lady had already sent a warning by means of a 10-year-old girl who had recovered instantaneously from a violent illness. In a vision, Our Lady had told her that the colony would suffer a chastisement and be destroyed because of the lack of reverence it had for her priest and the Holy Faith. So on August 12, 1680, the feast of St. Lawrence, the Indians joined together to make a well-planned attack. They killed 21 Catholic priests and burned the city and drove out the Spanish colonists. Because of the prayers and sincere effort to heed the warning of Our Lady, most of the colonists escaped with their lives. Our Lady's statue was rescued from the remains of the church by the colonists, who escaped to a Guadalupe mission in now modern-day Juarez, Mexico. The statue had now taken on its final and most enduring title, Our Lady of Conquistadora, devoutly bestowed by Our Lady's champion, Don Diego de Vargas. In 1691, Don Diego de Vargas was sent from Spain by the king to organize a campaign for the resettlement of Santa Fe. De Vargas was fearless and very pious. He was deeply devoted to the Virgin Mary, and he took on the difficult mission and vowed to return Our Lady Conquistadora to her rightful throne, to the kingdom and villa of Santa Fe. In this remarkable re-entry without bloodshed into Santa Fe that made him famous throughout Old and New Spain, de Vargas led an army of the Reconquest under the banner of Our Lady. All along the way, he met with the Indian chieftains and won them over by his personality and her presence. Displaying Our Lady on the royal standard he carried, he told them that both the Indians and the Spaniards could now live in peace together under her tender love and mantle because she loved them all. De Vargas first wanted to rebuild the church and enshrine Our Lady there. In 1717, the original adobe foundation of the First Church of the Assumption became the site of the larger church dedicated to St. Francis, which would later become the present-day Cathedral of Santa Fe. La Conquistadora was enthroned there, and she can be venerated to this day. Another desire of de Vargas was carried out 8 years after his death, and that was the official proclamation for the annual celebration commemorating the peaceful resettlement. In 1712, the proclamation had established the first Fiesta de Santa Fe to be celebrated by the whole city with the novena of masses, vespers, and a procession. The novena of rosary and masses and celebration is still celebrated to this day every year in June. History only repeats itself, and with the lack of faith and problems we face today, we need to imitate the holy faith of the Spanish missionaries, now more than ever. So let us encourage each other to reestablish the kingship of Jesus through the queenship of our Blessed Mother, not only in our land, but in our hearts. Our Lady of La Conquistadora, pray for us.